Welcome everyone. This is a product of WBNN. This is the Know Your Right show and I'm your host Terris Strength. On air now from Lagos, Nigeria. Dial in family 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. And of course, this is brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. How's everyone doing this evening? How's everyone doing around the world? So it's been a whole 2 months since the last time we talked. Glad to be back. We're coming to the close of summer. Before I go on, I want to let everyone know that this is my 5th anniversary being on this network. My 5th year. It's been quite a ride. Just want to mention that. So just want to thank everyone for all the good times and all the support that I've received over the years. Having this podcast, this show, and able to talk about all things metaphysical. So just want to get that out of the way. So we're closing on the end of this is the end of summer for the most part. We got one more holiday to get through before it's official end of summer. It's been a good summer. It's been a hot one, but we still here, family. So for the last couple of months, I've been talking about the masculine and the feminine and talking about relationships and seeing how we can be better, much more effective in our relationships by understanding the polarity of the energies. And we're going to talk some more about this tonight. Tonight we're going to do an expose of a book that I feel is very, very good. This book is for men only. Of course, I'm going to talk about some of the chapters here for everybody. But the book is for men. And so the topic this evening is spirituality, a new perspective, book expose. Mr. Reed, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. It's the book expose, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Show it to you online by David Deida. It's an outstanding book. I bought it for my son. My son and I are reading it. A spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desire. I think it's a great book. Pick it up. This book has been around for 20 years. It's actually the 20th anniversary edition of this book. But it's a great book. We all need all the help that we can get to get a different perspective on how to treat each other. I have some crazy stats that I'm going to go over in a couple of minutes. Some data about what's going on in the rest of the world. Yes, Mo, thanks for joining us. Yes, it does sound interesting. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to talk about this tonight, family. So call in 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. Of course, this is brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. So call in, family. The Know Your Right show with Terris Strength. Yes. So we're going to talk about The Way of the Superior Man book report tonight on the Know Your Right show with Terris Strength. So call in, family. Always trying to do something to see if we can move the needle towards expansion, to be better in our interpersonal relationships, to be better in all of our relationships. We know it's not easy down here, folks. It's a constant grind, right? To try to be better, a little bit better every day. So we're going to talk about some of the chapters. I'm going to go over some of the chapters in this book, some of the topics, just to whet your appetite a little bit. But certainly you want to pick it up. David Deida needs to send me a check, right? The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. The Way of the Superior Man. Outstanding book. For men, grab the book for yourself, give it to your sons. We're going to talk about it tonight on the Terris Strength Show. Yes. We gotta be better. We gotta be better, man. We gotta hold ourselves accountable. We want to be the boss. We want to be the leaders. And there's been too much patriarchy, too much misogynism, right? These women are fed up. I'm going to show you they're more fed up than we thought. So we got to make a shift. And in a lot of circles, it's already beginning to happen. So we're going to talk about it tonight, family. You know how we do on this show. Thanks for joining this, Kev. Thanks for joining this, Mo. And anybody else out there that I can't see, thanks for joining the show. Please call in. Call in. Let me hear your questions, your responses, your comments. We welcome them. All right? 563-999-3703. And press 1 to join the conversation. So call in. We welcome all callers. We welcome your comments. Please call in and share your perspective. All right. So let's talk a little bit about who David Deida was or is. Get his bio a little bit. So David Deida was born David Greenberg in 1958. His name was later legally changed to his childhood nickname, Deida, which his family called him since birth. After writing several privately distributed books receiving the 1974 National Writing Award, Deida was granted early college admission in 1975 before his final year of high school. He was accepted into the Florida Scholars Program for gifted and unusual students at the University of Florida. As an undergraduate student, Deida founded and directed the Plexus Interdisciplinary Center, researching medicine and consciousness in affiliation with the teaching hospital Shands at the University of Florida. At this time, he also began practicing and teaching Hatha Yoga, Tai Chi Chuan, and meditation as prescribed by his mentors. In the mid-70s, Deida started his first apprenticeship in Hatha Yoga with Michael Gason and Jacqueline Wern, students of the iconoclastic teacher and author Joel Kramer, who oriented Deida's approach to Hatha Yoga. At this time, Deida also began practicing Tai Chi Chuan in the lineage of Sheng Man Xing. Throughout his undergraduate years as a Florida scholar, Deida was mentored in physics and consciousness by Joseph Rosenstein, PhD, and in world religions by Rabbi Shaya Eisenberg, PhD. Deida also immersed himself in study with British mystic Douglas Harding and Indian philosopher Dr. R.P. Kaushik. In 1982, the same year, he graduated Phi Beta Kappa from the University of Florida with a bachelor's degree in theoretical psychobiology, combining psychology, biology, neuroscience, and computer science. Deida was granted a fellowship at the Laboratory for Theoretical Neuroscience at the University of California Medical School, San Diego. As a graduate student at UCSC, he conducted research with Robert Schweigeri, MD, PhD, in the ontogeny of self, non-self boundaries and the evolution of the nervous system and its relationship to space-time dimensionality. He was awarded the Regents Fellowship at the University of California, Santa Cruz in 1983. He began conducting research in sleep and dream states with Ralph Berger, PhD, evolutionary psychology with Robert Trivers, PhD, one of the leading figures pioneering the field of sociobiology, noted for his work in parent-offspring conflict and deceit and self-deception, and gender-based behavior and somatic anthropology. So he has quite a background, family. So I ran into this book. I've been looking at this topic, reading different books. I'm always looking for different books to help to expand my perspective. And so what I try to do is I try to share it with my listening audience. If I come across something that's good, to try to share it, because we know we need all the help we can get down here and trying to figure out how to manage these families and manage these relationships. So a couple of shows ago, we talked about the passport bros, and how we're seeing a lot of that, how we're seeing that when women, especially in upwardly mobile societies, when women start to make money, become educated and make money, they tolerate less of the nonsense from patriarchy, and it's throwing things out of whack. Men are responding. They're leaving in droves, going to other countries. All of a sudden, they're saying they want more feminine women, right? You know, my issue is, you know, us men say we want feminine women, but we constantly marginalize the masculine. So you marginalize the feminine to your women, so then they begin to become more like men. And then when they become like men, then you want to run somewhere to find somebody else that's feminine. Come on, y'all. We gotta get it together with that. We gotta get it together with that. We gotta make up our mind. Like, we inadvertently, we don't know what we're doing. So this is why we're talking about this tonight. I'm going to read some sections of the book to give you a taste of the book. But I recommend, if you're a man, you have sons or uncles, get them the book. Get them the book. Now, I must admit, I thought this whole, you know, I need a high value man, I need a man who makes more than me, was an African American issue, but I'm finding out that is not the case. I'm finding out that is not the case. We're seeing this around the world right now in Asia. So in Korea, you have what is going on right now. You have the movement called the 4B movement in Korea right now. And these words start with bi, or in Korean it means no. So they are bihan, which means no marriage, bisexual, which means no sex with men, bichulsan, which means no child rearing, and biane, which means no dating. Why is this happening? These movements are the culmination of gender-based protests happening throughout South Korea in response to issues like violence against women, femicide, where women are being murdered because they're women, revenge porn, and a spate of secret spy cams targeting women. Resisting marriage and childbirth is the only way a woman can live autonomously given South Korea's deeply entrenched patriarchal customs. The women in South Korea are trying to almost go extinct. The birth rate in South Korea right now is one of, if not the lowest in the world, at 0.78. The average is 2.5% in the world. They are at 0.78 in terms of having births in South Korea. So the women are really upset about how they're being treated by their men. That's the basis of this movement. And oh yes, family, and by the way, the men are running to Vietnam to meet women now. So they have the Asian version of the passport bros. They're leaving Korean women and going to Vietnamese women right now. Also in China, you have the Shengnu, which is called, or leftover women. The women are between 25 to 30 who are not married, of which there are 7 million of them. Now, the interesting thing about China is that there are more men in China because of their rules in the past about not having women or getting rid of female babies to have male babies. So now they have an overabundance of men. But the women now, again, another society that's making a lot of money, that's financially filthy right now, right? Because China has a lot of money, and you have a lot of educated women who make money. So you have a lot of women between the ages of 25 and 30 who are educated because the men feel their standards are too high and they aren't getting married. So you have 7 million women coming out of China who are educated between the ages of 25 and 30 who are not married. And guess where they'll be coming? Around the rest of the world. They are responding to the shame by their families by using sheer materialism to buy things for their family they could never afford. Because in China, it's shameful if you aren't married by 25 years old, between the ages of 25 and 30. In an effort to show their families they can have a good life without a husband, they are buying things for their family. Currently, there are more men in China than women due to restricting families from having girls, but girls are more educated and have more money, and standards are very high, so men are complaining. So we see this going on around the world in extreme cases. We got to do better, family. You know, it's amazing how we marginalize the feminine. It's amazing to me. And when you guys hear stories of this going on, you just, no response from the men. So please, men, call in tonight. Call in tonight. I definitely want to hear your comments. This is what's going on. A good friend of mine made me aware of this. I had no idea this was even going on around the world. So they are fed up. You got the Korean society. The women are trying to go extinct. They're saying we're not going to do anything. They can't stand their men. They're tired of being mistreated by the masculine. So tonight we're going to discuss some of the stuff in this book. I think it's a great book for men. We need to read more books like that. If you have any other books that you would recommend me out there in your listening audience, please call in and recommend it to me. I'll put you on and I'll grab the book myself. Please call in. So my number is 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. Of course, this is brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, and on, well, it's not Twitter anymore. I think it's X. But please, if you need to contact me, please send me an email, a text, whatever. All right, family. So that's what's going on in the world. So we're going to talk about the book tonight. Hopefully it can help somebody. It's another tool. I'm always looking for ways to give us tools so that we can move towards expansion. But first of all, family, we got to understand each other. You know, the feminine needs to understand the masculine better, and the masculine needs to understand the feminine, and we need to be honest. And we need to get along, and we need to begin to value the traits of each other. You know, my whole issue with highly patriarchal societies and misogynistic societies is that they marginalize the traits of the feminine. And now we're getting backlash from it. So call in, family. Call in. 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. Of course, it's brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. This is the Know Your Right show, and I'm your host, Terris Strength. Mr. Braxton, thanks for joining us, Mr. Braxton. Call in tonight. Call in tonight. I know you know something about this stuff that's going on. Call in, Mr. Braxton. These women are fed up, Mr. Braxton. They are fed up. You got 7 million in China. South Korean women are shutting down Korea. It's evidenced by the stats. We gotta love each other, people. We gotta stop trying to hurt each other. All right, family. We'll be transitioning to Blog Talk. A couple minutes. Transition in about 2 minutes. Transition to Blog Talk. We can get it on. Where's Brother O at? I don't want to hear no crazy comments from Brother O tonight either. Oh my goodness. I want to thank Hooney for his show last week about relationships. Hooney Bakatoon, if you out there, thank you, brother. We both talking about this stuff. Needs to be talked about. So thank you, Mr. Reed, for joining in. Mo Garmin. Where's Tawana at? And Mr. Braxton, good to see you, man. And anybody else out there I can't see, thanks for joining in. Yes.
Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
What's the subject, Mr. Braxton? I'm doing a book expose on the way of the superior man. The way of the superior man. This is a book by David Deida. And so I'm going to go over a couple of the chapters just to give everyone a taste of the book, the content of the book. But this is a book for men. It's for men to figure out the essence of masculinity and how to deal with the feminine, basically. Miss Valeska, thanks for joining us. I know she'll be buying this book for her son, Miss Valeska. So yes, Mr. Braxton, it's The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Yes. This book has been out for 20 years. I didn't know it was out. Yeah, Valeska, how you doing this evening? Thanks for joining us. Yup, so we're gonna try to put some tools out there to help us men to get ourselves together. Yes. It's a great book. David Deida gonna need to send me a check. It's a great book. I bought one for my son also, and we're discussing it. Yup. So this book has been out for 20 years, 20th anniversary of this book. And so I'm gonna go over some of the chapters tonight, some of the titles in the chapters tonight to talk about. So call in, please call in with your concepts. And if anyone else out there has any books that are for men to help us to act right and be better, let me know. Let me know. I'm here, Valeska. You hear it from me now, boo-boo. She hear from me in a minute. Okay. I'm glad you missed me, Valeska. Hey, Mo Better. All right, yo. So call in, family, 563-999-3703. Yes, dark matter. So I've been having some great conversations with my son about this book, but yes. So it's been some stuff going on around the world. It's pretty intense, and I think this 4Bs thing is starting to spread outside of South Korea. But anyway, we're gonna talk about that more. So yeah, so we should be transitioning shortly. Yes. Thanks for joining us, Valeska, Eugene, Mo, Kev. Thanks for joining us. Where's Tawana?
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month. I'm 65, retired, and take medication. What's my price? also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. It has an affordable rate starting at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary plan. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-270-6868 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-270-6868. 1-800-270-6868. That's 1-800-270-6868. So call now.
Can we cut back on the... Oh, here we go. Here you go. See? Here you go. I see Dark Matters in rare form this evening.
Here, won't you come around? Just come around. Baby, have no fear. I'm right here, won't you come around? Our love will come around, baby. The more you, the more you're there. Baby, I try to try.
Call in, Valeska. Call in. Stay up. Don't fall asleep. Put some toothpicks in your eyes and call in. Yeah, right. A DJ saved your life. Last night somebody probably called the cops on you. That's probably more like it. More likely. Oh my goodness. DJ saved a life. Oh my goodness. Call in tonight, Valeska. Put me to sleep. Oh boy. All right, this is a product of WBNN. This is Know Your Rights, and I'm your host, Terris Strength, on air now from Lagos, Nigeria. Dial in, family, 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. And of course, this is brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. Before I begin, I would like to thank Dr. Oladelli and O&E Dynasty family for giving the opportunity to share my story and my perspective. The topic this evening is spirituality, a new perspective. We're going to do a book expose or a book report on, the title of the book is The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. All right. Right now, the only role that offers a man status and respect, and that is valued, is one role. The role of a man oriented towards his own success, building his own kingdom, and who is a provider. This is to try to fit all men into a tiny box and to tell all men that this is the only true expression of masculinity, when this is not true at all. And that's by Till Swan. So I want to welcome everybody to the show this evening. It's been 2 months. First of all, I'm going to get a couple of things out the way. This is my 5th year anniversary. As of August, this is my 5th year anniversary. I've been on here for 5 years. I've had many shows. I've had a great time. We've talked about many things, a lot of great discussions, and I want to thank everyone that supported the show for all your comments and your support over the years. I've had a great time. It's been a great ride. And there's been a lot of growth for me. I hope for some of you out there in our listening audience, there's been growth for you also. So I try to have provocative topics, something to make us think, something that can help to inspire us to move towards healing, to move towards wholeness. And on here, on the Terris Strength Show, we discuss all things metaphysical. So right now I'm on this relationship binge for the last 3 or 4 months. It's been talking about the feminine versus the masculine. We're going to discuss, we're going to look at some of the topics in this book, The Way of the Superior Man. I've shown them on Facebook Live to my audience, my viewing audience on Facebook Live, The Way of the Superior Man. This book has been around for 20 years. I'm reading this book. I've shared this book with my son. I suggest you buy it. Every man you know, uncle, father, brother, purchase it and share it to your sons. It is a book that's for men. It's a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desire. Very interesting book. So we're going to talk about some of the chapters tonight a little bit, and we're going to go over that. Please call in with your comments. Again, the number is 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. And it looks like we got a call in the queue already. Caller 1, who am I speaking with?
Good evening, Terris. It's Genesis Amars Camp. Just wanted to call in and support your show tonight and let you know that I'm listening in the background. Can't stay on for too long tonight, but just definitely wanted to call in and show some support.
Thank you, Genesis. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And while you're on, if you have any questions, call back. Okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry. What was the name of the book that you mentioned again?
The book is The Way of the Superior Man. The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So, as I was talking about on the pre-show, I was talking about, so before we get started into that, I want to go over what's going on in the rest of the world. I was talking about this on the pre-show, so I want to talk about this for my Blog Talk family. So I initially thought that this whole high value man thing was primarily in the African American community. I mean, yes, I'm sure there are other pockets in America that you have this, but I thought it was predominantly an African American issue, and I see that it is not. And boy, have I seen that it is not. So what we're seeing is when the feminine is marginalized and she gets her hands on some money and some education, then she tolerates less of the nonsense. That's what we're saying. And when she does that, then the masculine has a big problem, and he stumps his feet and he pouts. And family, we got to do better. Now, I want to talk about what's going on there. I mean, we've had shows about passport bros and everything. Hold on. Okay, just still dinging. Okay. We've had shows about passport bros and what's going on. You know, you have a lot of men that are leaving this country, going over to overseas to find women because they say they want someone who's more feminine, right? Now, the irony for me is that you marginalize the feminine traits over here to your women, and then when they become masculine, then you get upset with them because they're now too masculine because you feel you can't control them or whatever, and then you run elsewhere. All right? So what I want to talk about very quickly before I get into the book is what is going on in Asia right now with particularly Korea and China. So in South Korea, they have what is called the 4B movement. It's called the 4B movement, and B or bi in Korean means no. So they are Bihan, no marriage, bisexual, no sex with men, Bichusan, no child rearing, and BNA, no dating. No dating. And why is this happening? It's happening. The no marriage and subsequent movements are the culmination of gender-based protests that are happening throughout South Korea in response to issues like violence against women, femicide, revenge porn, and a spate of secret spy cams targeting women. It is also an extension of the global Me Too movement, which began in 2017. In 4B ideology, resisting marriage and childbirth is the only way a woman can live autonomously, given South Korea's deeply entrenched patriarchal customs. You think they aren't playing around? The birth rate in South Korea has dipped to 0.78%. The average in the rest of the world is 2.5%. So their birth rate has dropped drastically. They are about to go extinct if these things don't change. The women are standing up and they're saying we're not dealing with it. This is going on. In China right now, you have what is called the Shengnu, or leftover women. Women are marginalized again. The women who aren't married between the ages of 25 and 30. A lot of these women are very educated. They're making money, of which there are 7 million of them. Now, the funny thing about China is that there are more men than women because of past laws on reducing the birth of women. They wanted more men. So now that they have more men than women right now, you have 7 million Chinese women who are educated and are not married between the ages of 25 to 30. They are responding to shame by their families by calling them the Shengnu, or leftover women, by using sheer materialism, because now China has become more affluent. You have more women who are making money. In an effort, so they're using sheer materialism to buy things for their families that they could never afford. So this is how they're combating mom and dad who are looking down on them for not being married. They are buying them things in an effort to show their families they can have a good life without a husband. Currently, there are more men in China than women due to restricting families from having girls, but girls are more educated and have money, and standards are very high, so the men are complaining. You have the same thing going on to the tune of 7 million, 25 to 30-year-olds who are not married, and they're saying their lives are done. So this stuff is going on around the world. I'm sure there are more. If I find out more, I will let you guys know. But this is serious what's going on around the world. Like, we got to get it together, family. We got to start having these conversations and doing better. So that's the reason why I'm going over this book tonight. This is my way of trying to help to be a solution to the problem, not adding more lighter fluid on the problem, family. So, before we get into it, we're going to have another track by Dr. Odell Ngozi. We have a track before we get into it. All right, Dr. O.
Muted.
Miss Dawn Starks, thanks for joining the show.
Hey.
Thanks for joining the show, E. Valeska, Mo, Kev, thanks for joining the show. Mr. Braxton, thanks for joining.
And if I ever had a chance to be yours, I'd give my all to you and be the keeper of your fame, your day. And if someone calls you back, don't give it away, don't hold it back, don't wait, ooh, don't wait, ooh, don't wait. If someone calls you back,
Yes.
don't give it away, don't hold it back, don't wait.
I'm going to call you, Mr. Braxton. I'm going to call you.
Make my heart be like a drum, feel the rhythm getting stronger. What we feel in love, and I hope it's enough. Tell me your deep love. You don't have to be afraid, girl. I'll keep your secret safe. Girl, we are the lucky one. That's why I wanna spend my life down with you. Someone loves you back. Don't give it away. Don't hold it back. Don't wait. Ooh, don't wait. Ooh, don't wait. Yeah, someone loves you back. Don't give it away.
Call in, family. Call in some of you guys on Facebook Live now. 563-999-3703. Call in. I'd love to hear your comments. It's time to talk about this stuff. I like foreign exchange.
Unmuted.
All right, Dr. O. I want to mention everybody, the sound. Oh, he's still playing. All right. All right, thank you for that, Dr. O. The soundtrack that Dr. O was playing tonight, the soundtrack of our lives, features Grammy Award-nominated neo-soul R&B vocalist group Foreign Exchange, family. Foreign Exchange. All right, I think we have another caller in the group. Caller 2, who am I speaking with?
Hey, Terris, it's Genesis Amar Kemp. I
Yes.
just wanted to chime back in based on
Yes.
what you said when you were doing your opening statements about Men are feeling inferior by a woman who has more degrees and accolades behind her, so she's being a little bit more masculine versus feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, why do you think that man feels maybe insecure by the woman who has more accolades and degrees than he does? And could it be a factor of the product of his environment that he grew up in? Because sometimes some men are, complacent, or they're fine with just having maybe just a bachelor's degree and not a master's or a PhD or whatever type of doctorate or whatnot. They feel comfortable based on what they're making or whatnot, but then whenever they're looking for that woman to compliment them, they want certain things, but then they also want that woman to be docile in a sense. And she can't help that she has ambitions and dreams and stuff that she wanted to pursue. But if you really love that woman, you can meet that woman where she's at, or you could challenge yourself to go out and get some extra degrees and bring yourself up to that level. But at the end of the day, if you really like that woman that you're with, you should try to build together and not tear that woman down and see her for who she is. Because if she's not holding her degrees and accolades over your head, and she's not acting that she's better than you, maybe she's just stern in one area, and maybe that's how she had to, be raised in order to get ahead, depending on what her race is, because certain race expect women to be a certain way, because it may be a class status or whatever the case may be. And I feel like sometimes, I'm going to speak on black men and black women, sometimes you see a lot of interracial dating, and it goes vice versa. A black man with a white woman, or a black woman with a white man, or another race outside of African Americans, because they feel like, okay, if they were to be with someone of their own kind, they may not have everything that they're looking for. Or the black man feels like, oh, the woman's always trying to put her foot down on my neck, or whatever the case may be. And I'm only speaking from experience, because before I got with my husband, who's now African American, I always dated outside of my race previously.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Genesis, you've made some great comments, some of them of which are going to be kind of answered tonight when I go over some of the topics. But basically, and a lot of men are not going to like what I'm about to say. Basically, you have a lot of men out here today that are in their feminine, to be honest. We talk about a lot about families where the women don't have fathers. These men don't have fathers either. And when the masculine doesn't have a father role model in their life, a lot of the times, and even if they have them, a lot of times, unfortunately, because we don't know what we're doing, because we're not learning, and so we're not being taught, we have a hard time taking criticism. And criticism is part of the masculine. But when men don't have that father figure, they don't take criticism well at all. And so you're right. So it is a complex problem created by the fact that many of us, we really don't know, we don't understand the masculine or the feminine, and it's further compounded by that. And then it's further compounded that we keep having children, we keep getting in relationships, and we're not healing. We're not doing the work on ourselves, and we're not healing. But more importantly, we're not learning about this stuff. And this is why I'm talking about this stuff. So you're right. Because here's what I'm beginning to believe, Genesis, that when men understand what the masculine really is and make a choice to move in that direction, then the woman tends to naturally fall in her feminine. But we don't understand that, because we're in our feminine, then we force her to be in her masculine, and then we resent her for it. The reason why I put the responsibility on the men, because part of leadership is part of the masculine. It's part of the masculine. It's leadership. And we all want the respect, and we want to be leaders, but we don't understand that we are also responsible for that culture that's in our marriage. But how are you going to really create it when you don't know what you're doing? You can't communicate with her from the logic. We're going to see that in the book tonight. Everything is logical. You want her to be logical like you. She's not logical. She's intuitive. She's feeling. So you force her into her masculine. We both have masculine and feminine within us. As a man, when we incarnate as a man, then we're predominantly masculine. As a woman, she's predominantly feminine. But we have both within us. So what you have, most women, and this is why I hold the men more responsible, more accountable for this. Because of patriarchy and misogynism, you marginalize the feminine traits. So you put her down, and then when she becomes like you, now she's not respecting you and you can't get along with her. So we got to get it together and understand what's going on and begin to change the tide. You know, and I'm having these same conversations with my son. I'm sure there are many men out there having the same conversation with their sons. And that's why I want the men to call in, and we want to talk about it, because it's a serious issue. We need to actually make moves to understand each other. And as a man, we need to figure out what we're to be about. So we're going to talk about this in the book. This is why I'm so high on this book. Thank you, Genesis, for calling in. So this is why, so you're right about what's going on. But as men, we need to embrace our masculinity, not this pseudo-masculinity crap, this macho crap that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We have to embrace it. All right, brother. We have another track. I need to get started on this. We had 10 o'clock already. All right, but we have another track from Dr. O from Foreign Exchange.
Check it out. I want you to feel me, baby. I want you to understand me, baby. This is it, yo. No bullshit. No jokes, no games. This is it, yo, for real. I see it happening, man. It's about to go down. For all of us. For real. I see you swing. I see you knocking to it. It's about to go down, like, word up, man. We're almost home. We're almost at the finish line, nigga. Feel good, don't it? Oh! Yo. And it's over. I can go home and chill. Feel it. Yo, it's a long process from bar 1 to bar 16 and writing in my notebook from morning to evening, but my fans still not believing. In my bed late at night with my eyes closed off and dreaming and zoned out. I'm gone now, fuck it, I'm home now. I rest in the rhythm, I'm a rolling stone now, making my own way, stone cold days and long nights. Who can feel the sacrifice? Cause they ain't half as nice and couldn't understand how I feel when I'm on the track board turning a knob flip. Mom keep talking that'll get a real job shit, and that's the kind of thinking Fonte got a problem with. Solved it, my blood fam on the bandwagon. Can't believe the man put his plan into action. They rather that I choose a different path for my passion. Couldn't understand, I demand satisfaction.
They say you might be crazy, and sometimes I agree. You and I know that's not all that you want. They say you might be crazy, something well, baby. You and I know that's not all that you want.
Yo, it's a new day, it's time for seeds. I got a seed, Amaya, the love of my life, best believe. But still got love for me, I'm doing this for her and me. Take mics to make currency, steady worrying, yo, I wish I had a clothing me. Man, this ain't the way you're supposed to be. My daughter's mom wishes she was close to me, holding me. Instead, she's lonely, closing. Complaining that her life's competing with mine. Cause I be out of the house for weeks at a time, and she be stuck at home playing housewifey with an attitude. Before we had a kid, we should've had a clue. I fell asleep with this beat on repeat, repetitive loose. Life seems to greet me. I'm trying to be a better man, please believe me. Ready and God willing, if you ready to hate me.
They say you might be crazy, and sometimes I agree. You and I know that's not all that you want. They say you might be crazy, something well, baby. You and I know that's not all that you want.
Real talk, yo. Everybody got a way to try to be the man. Some write rhymes, others move kilograms. You ain't trying to play yourself with me either, man. The cause I was dealt, I can play it with either hand. I gotta be the plan, put it in motion. A nigga on the grind, I'm proceeding with focus. I know that making my moves ain't a part of your plans, but understand that ain't all that I am. I was lost in the trance, woke up, got a call from a man with a studio we bought with $1 grand. Feel like destiny was in the palm of his hand. Real shit we can all understand. Check it out,
I know that's not all that you want.
family, 563-999-3703. Press 1 to join the conversation. Of course, this is brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. We're doing a book expose tonight, family, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida.
Unmuted.
All right, Dr. O. Thanks for that foreign exchange cut. All right, we have another call in the queue, but before we do that, I'm going to read 2 sections real quick before we get to our caller, all right? Because I want to get this started. There's some good stuff here for you guys this evening. All right, chapter 3 in the book. The title of chapter 3 is Live as If Your Father Were Dead. Live as if your father were dead. A man must love his father and yet be free of his father's expectations and criticisms in order to be a free man. Imagine that your father has died, or remembering when he did die. Are there any feelings of relief associated with his death? Now that he is dead, is any part of you happy that you need not live up to his expectations or suffer his criticisms? How would you have lived your life differently if you had never tried to please your father? If you never tried to show your father that you were worthy, if you never felt burdened by your father's critical eye, for the next 3 days, do at least one activity a day that you have avoided or suppressed because of the influence of your father. In this way, practice being free of his subtle expectations, which may now reside within your own self-judgment. Practice being free in this way once each day for 3 days, even if you still feel fearful, limited, unworthy, or burdened by your father's expectations. That's chapter 3 in the book. Chapter 4, know your real edge and don't fake it. It is honorable for a man to admit his fears, resistance, and edge of practice. It is simply true that each man has his limit, his capacity for growth, and his destiny. But it is dishonorable for him to lie to himself or others about his real place. He shouldn't pretend he is more enlightened than he is, nor should he stop short of his actual edge. The more a man is playing his real edge, the more valuable he is as good company for other men, the more he can be trusted to be authentic and fully present. Where a man's edge is located is less important than whether he is actually living his edge in truth, rather than being lazy or deluded. Caller 3, who do we have in the queue? You want to know your right, show?
Yo, this is Clever one half of the Bulls Brothers. Represent from the Broad Street bully side of Philadelphia, where one of your uncles had an attitude because he had to hurry up and pack the plates because she had to go. What's good?
What's going on, Clev?
Oh, what's happening tonight? You know what I'm saying? Little, you know, we lighting it up this evening. You know what I'm saying? All these fireworks going on.
That's right. That's right. I mean? That's right.
But yes, this is an interesting topic and show tonight. Yes. You know what I mean? That I'm enjoying. Much Good. So.
Good.
Would I be able to say a few things? Or did you have any questions for me before?
No. You go ahead, Clever One. Go ahead and comment on what I'm talking about so far.
Clever One gonna hang glide in on this one.
Okay.
Now, you know, me myself here, I'm not afraid of the alpha woman. I think that I may be magnetically attracted to the alpha woman, you know, where it becomes challenging, you know what I'm saying? You know, where it's kind of like, I'm like Hancock or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Where the closer we get, the more chaotic it becomes sometimes, and then it's a burst of love, if that makes sense. Now, the thing about it is because I allow these women to be themselves, where I don't need the woman to be gentle, because, you know what I mean, you know, I'm not really used to gentle women. I'm used to, like, obnoxious women. Well, you know, I got a lot of them in my family and all that, you know, but, you know, it's whatever, you know what I mean? I might have been a gremlin my damn self or something, you know what I mean? Who knows? But what I'm saying is, I noticed that some of the women that take charge of life, where whatever their independencies are or things like that, you know what I'm saying, they still leave room to know that they need a man in front. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where they might get a little rugged with you. They might get a little rugged, but I noticed that some of these guys out here are not how should I say? They're very I wouldn't say this, but their feelings. You know what I'm saying? They get attached to some of the theatrics that women display. You know, and based upon their moods and attitudes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, they can spoil so, you know what I mean, where, you know what I mean, it's kind of a volcanic explosion of, let's see, emotional outbreak, I'd call it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like I said, if you stand back some and allow a woman to be whoever she is, because if magnetically she came to you or you came to her, you were attracted to her, you know what I'm saying, understand what that is. That's something kind of holding you in place to kind of keep you in control, because you know what I mean, some of these loose women or how should I say, yes women, I'll call them yes women. You know what I'm saying? We got yes men out there and we got yes women. You know what I'm saying? You don't never know what they up to. You know what I'm saying? If they fall in line all the damn time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, to the men out there, you know what I'm saying, I like give them some distance, establish distance. It's like boxing. You know what I mean? Use the Mayweather defense on them. You know what I mean? You know, you could let them swing on you, but you gotta make them miss. That's all. You feel me?
Right.
Because you know, as they said, they came from the crooked rib, and we cannot straighten them. We try to straighten them, they may break. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will be on Woo Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? Coming up, I believe. Where were we on? Well, we were 12 or something. Where we at? Man, I don't know the date no more. Greg Owens. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on somewhere soon. You know what I mean? But I wanted to chime in with that, man. And it's a wonderful show, always. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're OG. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I was saying glide through.
I appreciate
I'm Clever
it.
one half of the Bulls brothers. Represent from the Broad Street bully side of Philadelphia. We only had to ask for permission, you know what I'm saying, to come watch the Sixers with his family. Check the satellites.
All right, Clev. Thanks for hang gliding in, brother. Thanks for hang gliding in. All right. So we want to get back to this before brother O has another track for us. Chapter 6. Okay? Never change your mind just to please a woman. Never change your mind just to please a woman. If a woman suggests something that changes a man's perspective, then he should make a new decision based on his new perspective. But he should never betray his own deepest knowledge and intuition in order to please his woman or go along with her. Both she and he will be weakened by such an action. They will grow to resent each other, and the crust of accumulated inauthenticity will burden their love as well as their capacity for free action. Okay? As well as their capacity for free action. You should always listen to your woman and then make your own decision. If you choose to go with your woman's suggestion, even when deep in your heart you feel that another decision is more wise, you are in effect saying, I don't trust my own wisdom. You are weakening yourself by telling yourself this. You are weakening your woman's trust in you. Why should she trust your wisdom if you don't? When you deny your deep truth to please your woman, everyone would feel your lack of authenticity. They will sense that your false smile hides an inner division. Your friends, children, and business colleagues may love you, but they won't trust you, since you don't trust your own core intent. And more importantly, your own sense of inauthenticity will burden your capacity to act with clarity. Your actions won't jive with your core. We have another track from Dr. O, featuring foreign exchange.
Muted.
We got a thing, everybody knows. But the night's young, the pretty girl, I'm ready to go. Right. Hey. to lead you into something more. Your eyes are feeding my curiosity. Why is this happening? And I said, baby, you're looking good, but I can't play this game all night. Yeah. And if you want me to sing it again, I said, baby, I like the way you're moving, girl, you're just my side. Just my side, dog. Right up. Hey. We've got a thing, and everybody knows. But the night is young, and we're dancing slow. And I've been waiting and imagining all the love we're making. And look, I say, baby, yeah, you're looking good, but don't just take this sacrifice. And if you want to take it again, I say, baby, just wanna know what can I do to make you my love, make you my love. Right out. Straight moves, straight life.
No problem, Jerry. No problem, Jerry.
Unmuted.
All right, Dr. O. Thank you for that track. All right. I think we have another call in the queue. Caller 4. Who am I speaking with? This is the Know Your Right show.
Hi, Brother Terris. Hi.
Ah,
I'm our adopted son.
Sister Bessie, how are you doing this evening?
Hi, I'm doing okay. I'm enjoying your show.
Good.
And the message you're putting out. I do have something to say. I've had 4 relationships, and 3 of them was marriages. This last one was very painful. I'm to the point that I am afraid of men now because I was abused in all 4 relationships. I had my eye black, had my finger broke, had my rib hurt, and you know, you do all the things that a woman's supposed to do. You cook, you clean, and it's just not enough. You're there for them to support them, but it was just not enough. And I'm at a point in my life that I am very afraid And even today, if I walk down the street and a man gives me a compliment, it's like, you know, I don't want to say anything. I just want to get away from them. And I don't think I'm healed inside. And I don't know if I ever be healed. I just, you know, I just feel that I went through so much and so much abuse that I can't, I'm just afraid. And I'm still hurt. And people can't see it, but I am still hurting a great deal.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sister Bessie. You know, one thing I would like to encourage with you is that you have a lot of great friends who love you, right? Who love you and try to help you and support you and respect you. And I think what I want you to do is to ask yourself a question. Ask yourself that why is it that in your romantic relationships you do not meet men that are like the men in your life who are your friends? I want you to ask yourselves that, because
they begin like they're your friends, and then later on you see the other side. You know, you don't think it's coming like that, and when it comes, you are shocked, and you just don't. You try to fight back. You try to set boundaries, and it does not work in the situations I was in.
Yes, it just means that Sister Bessie, you got some more work to do on loving and accepting yourself, because you are attracting to you how you feel about yourself underneath. And you know I love you, but I'm not going out with you, right? Yeah. I love you, but I'm not dating you, right? So you are attracting how you feel about yourself underneath. And so you have to deal with that part of you that has been wounded and abused and is in a lot of pain. You got to deal with that. Okay? Your ability to deal with that, then you would notice the men that you are picking will change. You will pick different people. But you got to heal. You got to heal, Sister Bessie. And you know I love you. Yes. And we can talk about it whenever you want, right?
Yes.
But you gotta heal.
So yes, I know. I'm working on it.
Good.
And I thank you for bringing this subject up, because a lot of us need to know our roles in a relationship. And some of the men, they don't know their roles in a relationship, how to be honorable, how to be respectful, how to not cheat. You know, they bring that stuff to the table and don't realize they hurt the other person when they don't come right in a relationship. But I thank you, and you know I love you dearly, and I'm going to work on myself.
Good.
You know, I'm strong to a certain degree, but I got a lot of work because I'm still hurting.
Right. And your relationships, your romantic relationships are reflecting that. They're reflecting that you're still hurting. But we all have things to work on, Sister Bessie. I have stuff to work on. We all have stuff to work on. So you're not alone. You are not alone. All right? Thanks for calling in. I guess she's gone. Thanks for calling in. All right. I think we have another caller in the queue. Caller 5. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Terris. This is Mo Garment calling out of Philadelphia. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mo Garment, calling out of Philadelphia. So what can we do for you?
I wanted to comment based on some of the, first of all your comments and the reading of the book. The excerpts have been outstanding. But I was intrigued by your intro when you were mentioning some of the women going through in Korea.
Yes.
Most societies do say that patriarchy is normal, and it seems like patriarchy over there they've taken matters into their own hands, and they're asking for equality.
Yes.
I know that over there they kill babies because they're female.
Yes.
And that shows how some cultures devalue women as a whole.
Yes.
And I think that there is value in what these women are doing because, basically they're honoring the feminine.
Absolutely. They're helping to restore balance. And that's what the masculine doesn't understand, that I'm saying, because I'm a man, we are out of balance. We are, and we don't want to own it. We are out of balance. I mean, you're talking about femicide. You're killing women because they're women. The same women that are responsible for us getting here.
Right.
And Mo, it trips me out because I'm talking about this and you don't hear men calling in. Where's the men calling in saying, yeah, we got to do better? You don't hear that. They're rumbling. They're rumbling and they're upset. These women ask for too much. They too entitled and all this stuff. Look at what's going on around the world. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on within our relationships.
Right.
You marginalize, and I've been saying it. I've been saying it for the last year. I've been talking about it in spirituality, how she is marginalized. We talk about the God, but not the goddess. And when you don't talk about the goddess, this is what it creates. And then as the men, we try to act like, it's not a big deal. They're just entitled. It trips me out as a guy because we're creating our own problems. We're running all over the place running all over the place so that we don't have to work on ourselves. See, we don't want to have to work on ourselves. We don't want to say that we're wrong. So versus me changing, I'm going to go somewhere else, right? And that's fine. You can do that. You have the right to do that. But women are women everywhere. You're still taking you with yourself. So this is why this book, and I'm sure there are many other books out here, this is why this is so important. Because so far I have women calling in. Where's the men? Oh, I'm sorry, I did have a man. I had Clever One call in. Thank you, Clev. You know what I'm saying? But where are the men? We want to be in charge. We're the leaders. How is femicide okay with us? Because we don't understand the feminine. And in his book, he talks about some of the stuff why we have this problem. I'm going to read it tonight. That's why I'm trying to keep moving. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
So thank you, Mo. Thank you with your comments. When is your next show? Mo? Oh, she's gone? Okay.
My next show is September 6th.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you. All right. I want to read a couple of this before the next track, Brother O. Number 7, chapter 7 in the book. Your purpose must come before your relationship. Every man knows that his highest purpose in life cannot be reduced to any particular relationship. If a man prioritizes his relationship over his highest purpose, he weakens himself, he disserves the universe, and cheats his woman of an authentic man who can offer her full, undivided presence. Men, your mission is your priority. Unless you know your mission and have aligned your life to it, your core will be empty. Your presence in the world will be weakened, as will your presence with your intimate partner. So ladies, you want to know why guys are beating you? Because their core is weakened. They don't know what their purpose is. The next time you notice yourself giving in to your woman, postponing your mission and denying your true purpose in order to spend time with her, stop. Tell your woman that you love her, but you cannot deny your heart's purpose. Tell her that you will spend 30 minutes or some specific time with her in absolute attention and total presence, but then you must return to carry on your mission. Okay? Number 9, do it for love. The way a man penetrates, and this is good, family. Listen to this. The way a man penetrates the world should be the same way he penetrates his woman. Not merely for personal gain or pleasure, but to magnify love, openness, and depth. Number 10, enjoy your friend's criticisms. A man's capacity to receive another man's direct criticism is a measure of his capacity to receive masculine energy. If he doesn't have a good relationship to masculine energy, for example, his father, then he will act like a woman and be hurt or defensive rather than make use of other men's criticisms. Number 11, chapter 11 in the book. If you don't know your purpose, discover it now. Without a conscious life purpose, a man is totally lost, drifting, adapting to events rather than creating events. Without knowing his life purpose, a man lives a weakened, impotent existence, perhaps eventually becoming even sexually impotent or prone to mechanical and disinterested sex. Number 13, don't use your family as an excuse. If a man never discovers his deepest purpose or permanently compromises it and uses his family as an excuse for doing so, then his core becomes weakened and he loses depth and presence. His woman loses trust and sexual polarity with him, even though he may be putting much energy into parenting their children and doing the housework. A man should, of course, be a full participant in caring for children and the household. But if he gives up his deepest purpose to do so, ultimately, everyone suffers. We have another track with Dr. O.
Come on.
Muted.
Got a funny how thought you really changed things. You were never like a plaything. You were the one I could talk to. Oh, then one night we took the things further. Didn't think things could turn were dangerous, but we still be cool. Now my conscience is getting at me. My pain is like laughing at me. Profit would make us happy, but love wasn't occupation. Made a great big mess of it. And if I could just have one wish, it would be not to discuss it. To see I love you, but I've been in love. Being in love. Being in love. I've never been. Remembering when we were just friends. Wish I had a time machine. Go back to then. I take it back. Now it hurts to see all that's happening. Went from talk and laughing. Now I just see your passion when we're arguing. Oh, now and then. Just wonder how it will be if I look right past all the sweetness. Weakness has always been your smile, girl. Now I hate how we had to end it. Even more we gave up for friendship. I see now, but I can't talk to you about you, girl. You can't tell me about me. I feel like my heart's so empty. I wish the smile never tempted me. See, I've been in love, being in love, being in love. I've never been remembering when we were just friends.
Candace, thanks for joining us, Candace. I hope you're awake. Jerry, Valeska, Mr. James Paul, thanks for joining us. Mo, E. Davis, Mr. Braxton, Kev, thanks for joining us. And anyone else out there that I can't see, thanks for joining us. And call in, family, 563-999-3703. This is the Know Your Right Show with Terris Strength. You're talking about the way of the superior man.
girls used to come around the way to play spades and Xbox. Best of friends before the stress began. The perfect match, tailor-made like sweatshops. But now as I look back, I wish we could have took back the night she fell asleep in my arms and woke up next morning like we shouldn't have gone there. 20 minutes later, we done took it beyond there. The feelings we ain't seen before. It's hard being friends with a chick who done made green before. Made her holler and bing for more. I used to think it was love, but I ain't sure what that mean no more. You feel me? I've been in love. Let's go. Being in love. Being in love. I've never been. Remembering when we were just friends. Wish I had a time machine. Go back to then. Oh, I've been in love. Being in love.
Thank you, Dr. O, for that track. I think we have another call in the queue. Caller 6. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, peace. International Internet Radio Hall of Famer, Terris Strength.
Hooney.
Man, you know what? Hey, so much was dropped on your show so far. I know other people want to chime in, so I want to touch on some high points, what I like to call bullet points. The first bullet point, when you mentioned China, right? And if I heard you correct, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that they got more male than females, or
yes.
more masculine
in China. In
right?
China, they have more men than women, but they have 7 million women between the ages of 25 and 30 who are not married, and they got money.
I got you.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
They might got money, but to me, they only have the most attractive women. I would say that, not by my standards at all. But as far as back to the men, they got to be the gayest society next to America. I know what, to me, that will put me in hell, and no disrespect to you and your show, sir. But I don't want to be in no society where it's more men than women.
Yeah, they created it. They took patriarchy too far.
Excellent book, definitely excellent book, man. Mm-hmm. You're definitely doing your thing. I guess that would be another thing that you definitely divinely gifted at. Other things, and I will say, yes, we have to do better. And I'm saying that in reference to my mother's sister, Bessie. Honestly, yes. You know, and it's a reason why I'm not living there where mother sister Bessie is.
Yes.
You know, because, you know, we definitely have to do better. You know, my mother, the undefeated veteran for prize fighter, is gone. But I have zero tolerance for males, not men, that would do such a thing. There's no way, and I'm going to say that I don't care, I want people to quote me on this. There's no way in this life or any other life you get away with that.
Right.
Under no circumstances. Right. And I do have daughters, right? And, you know, I pity, because I'm going to have one, it's not even going to be a conversation. It's going to go one way. You know, I'm not dealing with no type of abuse, no type of excuse, none of that. Because you got to know what to expect. You know.
Yeah.
But on the real, man, other people might be wanting to call in Terris Strength, man. This is a definitely powerful subject here. I am swatting in a new body. I don't want my woman to walk behind me. I want my woman to walk beside me.
Absolutely.
Right? And
absolutely.
We got a joint responsibility when it comes to leadership.
Yes, it does.
There's
yes, we do.
Things that women, feminine, have incarnated here to do, where she takes the leadership role like having a baby.
Yes.
And side note, for a lot of these men who went through some type of surgery and then they convinced themselves that they are a woman now, let me see you have a baby, naturally. Okay?
Right.
You know, man, I could go on and on, Terris. I'm trying to hold my horses, man. I'm trying to hold my mule, man.
That's all right.
I'm a host of this great, this great company of WBNN, and my next advancement, No More Time for Lessons, will be on September 13th, where I do a third edition of Military Mindset, which is really unusual. I've been a part of broadcast radio for a long time. And not to spin off what you're talking about, we got to handle these snotty-nosed, wet soldiers that's literally killing our women, our daughters. I ain't gonna say our daughters. You kill one of mine, you just know what to expect. You understand?
Yes.
So, anyway, I'm going to end it like that, sir. Keep doing your thing.
All right, thank you. That was Huni Bakatun multiple Hall of Famers. Yeah, he's all that. All right. Is there another call in the queue, brother? Dr. I'm sorry.
Hey, how you doing? This is Kay Blossom. How are you?
Okay, who is this?
Kay Blossom, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Kay? Kay Blossom?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
So, I have something to say. Like, I am an advocate for domestic violence. I've been abused. I have a scar on my right arm, a burn scar that covers my whole right arm. So I'm going to say this. It kind of struck a nerve when basically I believe you were like, it's something within a person that they have to fix themselves, that they attract a certain type of person. And
yes.
That's not always true. Because sometimes people come with their own mental issues. I was with a man for 13 years. And I know I love myself. Godly woman. Whatever was needed. On copper work. Sometimes you cannot help the mental state that the next person is in. And neither can they. So it's not always that we have to fix ourselves because that's what we're attracting, or we don't love ourselves type stuff. Sometimes you just cannot help people who have a different mental state or can't control what they're going through. Some people don't know how to accept the love that they get.
You know what? Miss Blossom, I want to make a comment very, very quickly because you're a woman and you've heard of women intuition, right? Would you say that you possess women intuition?
I would say so.
Okay. So you can tell when things are not right. Women intuition is a transfer of psychic energy is what it is. And women do possess this. I mean, we all possess it very powerfully. We know when things are not right. You know? And so
anybody can discern that.
Yes, we all have that. And sometimes, like me as a man, what I found is that when I hold myself accountable for the relationships that I have in my life, all of them, my romantic ones, the ones with my children, my failed marriage, my goal is that when I go back and think about all of those relationships, when I hold myself accountable and say, Terris, what could you have done better? Me saying that puts me in a state of awareness and learning and forgiveness. It puts me on a trajectory to do better in the future. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the stuff, and this really goes for everybody. We're all energy, right? So we're all energy.
Right. Exactly, and I understand what you're saying, but what you're saying is still that I don't like that, because if you do that, everybody is going to hold themselves accountable. Of course, it's always something you could have did, whether it was conscious.
That's right.
The purpose to make their situation go another way. True enough, but still, you sometimes cannot help the mental state that the other person is in, and sometimes it takes you to have to experience something to even get that sense of bad energy or discernment, to know something that is, to know that something isn't right. Something is going to have to occur to make you feel that anyway.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's cool to be accountable. Yeah.
That's true.
You taking accountability, that works for you, but that's not everybody's truth. It's something different that works different for everybody, and it's not always the case that it's what's inside us is what makes us attract other people, other different type of spirits or whatever. Sometimes people just have their own issues, and sometimes people don't know how to take being loved. Sometimes people don't want to be loved, and they think they do. And sometimes people just get off or get pure pleasure on other people's misery.
That's true.
But my name is Kay Blossom. I'm an intern on this network. My next show will be September the 16th, and thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing your thoughts. And this is Kay Blossom, everybody, calling on her show when she has it. Thank you for calling in. All right, brother O, before we go into another track, I want to move a little bit more steps before we go in. Chapter 15 of the book. Stop hoping for your woman to get easier. A woman often seems to test her man's capacity to remain unperturbed in his truth and purpose. In other words, she wants to know, should she be having kids with you? She tests him to feel his freedom and depth of love, to know that he is trustable. Her tests may come in the form of complaining, challenging him, changing her mind, doubting him, distracting him, or even undermining his purpose in a subtle or not so subtle way. A man should never think his woman's testing is going to end and his life will get easier. Rather, he should appreciate that she does these things to feel his strength, integrity, and openness. Her desire is for his deepest truth and love. As he grows, so will her testing. Number 16, you guys are going to like this one. Women are not liars. Okay? Number 16, chapter 16 in the book. Women are not liars. Keeping your word is a masculine trait in men or women. A person with a feminine essence may not keep her word, yet it is not exactly lying. In the feminine reality, words and facts take a second place to emotions and the shifting moods of relationships. When she says, I hate you, or I'll never move to Texas, or I don't want to go to the movies, it is often more a reflection of a transient feeling wave than a well-considered stance with respect to events and experience. On the other hand, the masculine mean what it says. A man's word is his honor. The feminine says what it feels. A woman's word is her true expression at the moment. See, right there, just right there is where many of us fight and never stop fighting. Right there. Because the masculine keeps wanting the woman to communicate like the masculine. And the feminine, she wants the men to communicate like her. And we got to understand each other, right? 17, praise her. The masculine grows by challenge, but the feminine grows by praise. A man must be unabashed and express in his appreciation for his woman. Praise her freely. Number 19, don't analyze your woman. The feminine's moods and opinions are like weather patterns. They are constantly changing, severe, and gentle, and they have no single source. No analysis will work. There is no linear chain of cause and effect that can lead to the kernel of the problem. There is no problem, only a storm, a breeze, a sudden change in weather. And the basis of these storms are the high and low pressure systems of love. When a woman feels love flowing deeply, her mood can instantly evaporate into joy regardless of the supposed reason for the mood. Dr. O, you got a track for us or another caller in the queue? What we got?
Let me take you on a journey with my words, my verbs. I've heard your heart is burning with fire and desire. Don't want to draw your ire, but tell me, baby, what's the alternative? You shot me with the arrow love. Now my beating heart needs a tourniquet. Don't speak your love language, but I'm learning it. I'm learning it. Yeah. Girl, it's just
Mike, go ahead.
I'm satisfied. You've been the one to bring the change in my life. I feel the power.
Thanks for joining the show, Mike.
Whether you're near or far, I just got to say, you're one of my songs, and I'm way too long. Go down and love and take me to the moon. And the winter is gone, and I'm waiting so long, and now I know how it feels to be true. Girl, I just can't lie, I'm terrified. For the first time ever, I just wanna get it right. I've been a coward, that's from the heart. But whether you're near or far, I just got to say, girl, hey, yeah, we go, take me to the moon,
Thanks for joining us. Hooney, Mike Ware, Candace, Jerry, Genesis Amaris Kemp, Mo, Kev, Mr. Braxton, James Paul James. Thanks for joining us. Anyone else out there that I can't see? Call in, family, 563-999-3703. Call in. Press 1 to join the conversation. All right, thank you for that track, Dr. O. Do we have another caller in the queue? Hello?
Peace, Shan, God Power Hill.
Hey.
I've been listening in from Peace, can you hear me?
Yes.
Peace, Strength, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Hey. All right, bet. All right, yeah, Shan, God Power Hill. Now, I was listening from the gun, but it's a pretty interesting show. A lot of different opinions and all that.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't know too much about anything, but the most outlandish thing I heard on this show today, you say women don't be lying. That's crazy.
I thought that would get your opinion.
And you know they do. But on another note though, like a lot of things that's going on is really just effects of poor decision making, and people don't understand that.
Right.
They've made decisions early in life. And when you talk about relationships can't be built on young stupid mentality. So if you're still hurting about something that happened to you when you was 15, I feel bad for you, but it's like at a certain point in life, you have to adopt your own perspectives and morals and to just do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you really got to keep it simple. Like my motto is, all I gotta do is stay black and die. I really don't gotta do anything, and nobody's gonna stress me out. And I think everybody needs to feel like that. See, people adopt a lot of stress from these outside things that they're doing. They make these outside things important. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm big on the Lord's World Manifesto and just having a black nation, because there's always when we're outside of ourselves trying to chase accolades that really don't help us as personal people.
Yes.
I mean, it looked good on our sleeve, it looked good on our coat, it looked good on our, few things hanging on our wall. All the trophies look good. But none of that stuff makes you thorough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
None of that stuff makes you real. None of that stuff means that you can handle things on an adult level.
Right.
And the sad thing is that we all get initiated into these processes when we're young. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When we're 16, 17, 18, these are the years when we're doing everything trying to become adults, whether we're going to the streets, whether we're going to college, whether we're starting relationships, but we often pay for these things when we get to our 20s, and then we still ain't got it together by the time we get to our 30s.
Right.
So for everybody that's listening out there, just keep it simple. And even though you made mistakes in the past, you can get some get back to that by teaching your children to not rush to be adults, and don't push your children out the house. If your child need to rock out at your crib till he's 22, until they do what they got to do, let them do that, because there's no rush to come out to the world, because the world is full of madness. All you're going to do is push them off into another man's system that's going to work them and stress them out to death, and he or she is never going to have time to come back and develop their own personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Create a child for your world to live in, and have them live out their own life within your world, and stop dealing with all that outside stuff. That's madness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Good show, T-Strength. What up, brother? What up, Dr. Sinclair?
Yes.
Everybody that's listening.
Thanks for your comments.
In a minute, please, Bob.
And wait a minute. You on tomorrow night, bro. And what's your topic for tomorrow night, man? Right here on
I'm on
7
Thursday.
Nation.
Tomorrow Thursday?
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Ava's on tomorrow.
Hold on. You know what? I didn't get your topic. So that's why, you know what I mean? I'm rushing it, right? Ava Holly's on tomorrow night. So what's your topic for Thursday, sir?
Word.
So
Do that live. It's all, I know. I definitely didn't get back to you. I've been thinking about it, but listen. There's always going to be a Lost World Manifest. It all depends on how I wake up that morning and what inspires me. But I'm always going to be on some us over everybody and getting our act together. Some got to make me mad, though. We'll figure it out. I'm going to see something in the news. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. YBC Duel. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know the young boy, but that's crazy. I mean, he on the internet digging up his, what they call his op's grave, and then next day he gets shot up in Albany. Like, there's a lot going on in the city. It's a lot of things that we can address, but we'll figure it out Thursday, man. It's a Lost World Manifest.
Yes.
Stay black.
Thanks for calling in. I think we have another caller in the queue. Caller 9. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Caller in the queue?
Caller 9, you're direct right now with Terris Strength. All right, we'll put him on ice.
Hello? All right.
Go ahead, Terris.
All right, so I have one more. I have chapter 20, the heading for chapter 20. Don't suggest that a woman fix her own emotional problem. Don't suggest that a woman fix her own emotional problem. Asking a woman to analyze or try to fix her own emotions is a negation of her feminine core, which is pure energy in motion like the ocean. She can learn to surrender her mood to God. She can learn to open her heart in the midst of closure. She can learn to relax her edges and trust love, but she will never fix anything by analyzing her problem. All right? She will never fix anything by analyzing her problem. So I think we have another call in the queue. Caller in the queue. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Terris. How are you?
Okay. Who am I?
This is Tiana speak.
Tiana. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
There's so many things. Oh man, there's so much information. It's like, what do you tackle first to comment on? I just really appreciate, your shows. I absolutely appreciate the information you put out because you give me different aspects to look at when it comes to life, when it comes to relationships. I really appreciate the things that you put out here. You just have no idea. It's always like, you keep my attention, which is not an easy thing to do. You absolutely keep my attention with the things that you share. There was something I wasn't gonna first comment on what Hooney said, but I want to step to what Kay Blossom was saying about how people are, and she was saying what people do will make you miserable, on purpose. And there's a lot of cantankerous individuals out here, but I would say a lot of it comes from my personal opinion. I would say, how did they grow up and the love did they get the love that they needed when they were younger? Because sometimes people also don't feel worthy of love. And when they don't feel worthy of love, sometimes they can just start ruining everybody else's life.
Right.
Because of how they see themselves.
Right.
So that's something, that's a point I wanted to touch on. And I've been, I've come in contact with these people, and it is very difficult because you can, give them all the love, and they don't feel worthy of it. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be, and it's just it's hard, when you try to help them, they feel like they're not worthy of it. And then instead of taking your hand and letting you help them, they actually cause more problems for you in your life, because you care about them so much. So you have to be careful and have to realize it's important to see the people that these people are around, like their friends, the type of friends that they keep, the family that they have. They can tell you a lot. It can tell you a lot, and it can tell you maybe what type of person this person will be to you, the future friendship, or even, of course, your own family, but just people change. Even in your family itself, they might not feel worthy of love because of their mother or father not loving them. They can cause you harm. So that's something to really think about too. And it was so funny what you said about women lying. I was like, oh man, women lie too. But I understand the concept of what you were saying.
Did you understand? Right? Did you understand what he? Right. You understand what he was trying to say?
Some women out there because of fine away. What did you say?
I said, did you understand what he was saying when I said women are not liars? I knew that was going to get a lot of attention when I read that. But what he was saying is he was talking about how women communicate. He was talking about the feminine essence. Yes.
But go ahead.
Yeah, he was talking about the feminine essence and how women communicate and how they see things.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we've all had many of fights with women over this one thing because we don't understand how they see things. Their feelings are more important than facts and logic. Now we know this, but we act like it's something bad or wrong because that's the case. But she's built that way for a reason. And as a man or representing the masculine, it's up to us to figure out what that reason is. We never tend to do that. We just marginalize the fact that she's that way. And so that's why I'm trying to have this conversation tonight.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. I just want to say one thing because I know you're it's about to be time, but well, as far as logic, I've heard that before many of times, and here what I want to say to the men, right? And you might say, oh, she's illogical, blah, 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 whatever, but some of you do some things that if she was completely being logical in the relationship, she wouldn't be with you because of the stuff that you're doing.
Exactly.
So, that's something that I think that they don't think about. When you might not be bringing something to the table, or you could be doing stuff behind her back, but because she's emotional, she's trying to understand you, she's trying to work it out. But if she's logical, you wouldn't be nothing to her.
And you know why?
That's all I want to say.
And you know what, Tiana? Hold on, before you go. And you know what that is? That's because the feminine is about relationships. Women are about relationships. The masculine is not about relationships. The masculine is about getting something done. He's about fulfilling a purpose. So when men don't know their purpose, and we see this, they're lost. And we see this from men in marriages. It has to be more than just us having a job in these relationships. So what happens is when the feminine is with a man that's like that, it's challenging for her because she actually wants to be led somewhere. She wants to join him on the journey. But if he doesn't have that, now you have polarity issues. And so we need to have more conversations like this instead of hiding behind religion or philosophy and all these things. We need to talk about our inherent natures and how we can get along better. Because we are just simply misunderstanding each other. So the woman is about relationships, not the masculine. This is why women always want to see people in relationships. Oh, y'all make a great couple. Y'all make a great couple. I never hear men say that. Men never care about nobody being in couples. It's always women, right? Am I right?
You know what? Yeah, I don't think...
It's never men.
I don't know if I've heard a man say that before.
Men want...
Hold on, I want to say this. Oh, no. I was on many different cruise ships, and I'll never forget this couple, Cancer and Scorpio. And I met them at the bar, after, lunch. And I saw the love that they had. And I said, you guys are blessed by God to be a great couple. And they were engaged. I'll never forget that night, because that was the captain's ball. And, the brother that I talked to came down and, had sex with us and blah, 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 blah. We were talking, men stuff, sports or whatever. And then here comes his fiancée. Beautiful. Elegant. And she came and hugged him around the neck. And we knew right then and there, like I just already said early in the day, and it just confirmed it, that, yes, you do make a great, beautiful couple. I'm on last key, and I'm all that.
Like that's it. He just gonna leave just like a cloud, right?
Do a part 2, Terris. Please do a part 2. You gotta do a part 2.
You want a part 2, Tiana?
Yes, part 2. We all want a part 2. Everybody, you guys want a part 2? Yes, I heard them. They said yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So yes, but thank you for supporting. I hope it can help you in your relationships. Listen, I'm sharing with things that I'm doing for myself. I'm sharing with the people in my circle that I know, and I'm trying to share it to my listening audience because it is important. It's a problem, and we have got to stop hurting each other. But at the same time, if we're going to get there, we got to hold ourselves accountable. We keep acting like we're just meeting people in situations and circumstances, and they're happening randomly. They are not happening randomly. They are not happening randomly. So we have to move towards our healing, and we have to move towards awareness. So that's why I'm bringing this book to you. It's a great book. It has some great tips in here of things to do in your relationships. It's a good book. All right, and so I'll leave on that note. But thanks for calling in, Tiana. When is your next show, Tiana? She might be gone. You there?
September 11th.
Okay.
September 11th, you're Nazi para Marte, and September 19th for the Power of Thought. And thank you so much. And I'm waiting for part 2. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good night. All right. All right. Dr. O, is this Ngozi time or?
Muted.
Why does it take so long to come to me? Oh, baby. And love, your love. Tell me, were you hiding from me all the time? Each time I tried to find someone to take a place, it was all in vain. Know that lips were never quite the same. No, baby, when I was kissing someone new, deep inside I was missing you. Oh, baby, you made me fall in love with you. I don't know just what I'm gonna do. Oh, honey, I looked out into empty space, and all I saw was your sweet face. What you do to me, oh baby, and love your love. Every time your smile goes through me, all the time. Day by day I'm falling more in love with you, and that's no lie. Cause my heart and honey I hope to die. Cause I'm not trying to mislead you. Believe me, girl, I really need you. You make me fall in love with you. I don't know just what I'm gonna do. Oh, honey, I looked out into empty space. All I saw was your sweet face. Oh, baby, you made me fall in love with you. I don't know just what I'm gonna do. Oh, honey, I looked out into empty space. All I saw was your sweet face. Love, love, love.
The wonderful and outstanding Donnie Hathaway to end this show tonight. Love, love, love. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
And what Terris Strength brings forth to us tonight is love. You know, journalism is a striking nerve. And I love when we have confrontation on Family Nation. You know, when it comes down to, I don't really agree with you. That's what we want. We don't want kumbaya. We want outstanding performances from our hosts to strike nerves. All around the world, we do that. On a constant, our second championship of this wonderful week of Beverly Nation. Congratulations to Terris Strength on his 59th WBNN Communications All-Time Connection record with the Darlene Lawrence Championship, honoring our great Hall of Famer. I love you, Darlene. May you rest in power. And of course, tomorrow night, we will be on, not with Sham Got Power Hill, but we will be on with Ava Holly in the Casual Chat, 9:30 Eastern, Daylight Time, on the one and only Beverly Nation at blogtalkradio.com. And she has a wonderful guest, and we all know that Ava is so smooth, and that's why she's a great variety host of this great network. And of course, Beverly Nation is advertising to Ngozi Time Multimedia, Pinterest, Google, Instagram, and X, on Twitter, Oladele Malay, Ngozi, and Facebook. Any kind of suggestions I want for program tonight? Olay Day Lay. That can go to myand@gmail.com. I am your mother and father's favorite producer, Dr. Oladele Malay, Ngozi, saying good night and love to all the folks out there in Armed Force Radio that support us on a constant basis. And now to accolades. The 2020 WBNN Linear New Host of the Year with the Sonny Griffin Award. And, of course, in Excelsior, the 2022 International Internet Radio Hall of Fame broadcasting enshrining the comment around the world. He comes to cause controversy, and he really doesn't care. The outstanding Terris
Unmuted.
Thank you, Dr. O. You just had to go there. You had to go there. I want to thank everyone for participating in the show and going over with me the book report on The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Grab this book. No matter what you're doing, grab this book and gain and see if you can gain another perspective. We need more love in this world, and we need to do the things that we need to do in order to engender that. We must take care of and respect the feminine principle in this world, family. We have to stop hurting our women. We have to stop beating and abusing our women. We have to stop. We have to stop it. You know, so kudos to what's going on over in South Korea and taking a stand to reject patriarchy and femicide and all those things, all those misogynistic things. So kudos to them for taking a stand. We have to do better, family, and we have to move towards wholeness. And we have to also remember that we are all creators. We create our reality. We create our reality. So make sure, I'll see you guys in another 4 weeks. Make sure you tell someone between that time, make sure you tell people that you love them and look to move towards healing and expansion. All right. Thank you for joining the show. This is Terris Strength, and I'm your host. I'll see you in a month.
Got a party hot talk, you really can't say. You were never like a plaything. You were the one I could talk to. Oh, then one night we took the thing further. Didn't think things would turn were dangerous, but we still be cool. Now my conscience is getting at me. My pain is like laughing at me. Thought this would make us happy, but love wasn't all we made. Made a great big mess of it. And if I could just have one wish, it would be not to discuss this. To see I love you, but I've been in love. Being in love. Being in love. I've never been. Remembering when we were just friends. Wish I had a time machine. Go back to then. I take it back. Now it hurts to see all that's happening. Went from talking and laughing in. Now I just see your passion win. We're arguing, going now and then. And you wonder how it will be if I look right past all the sweetness. weakness has always been your smile, girl. Now I see how we have to end it. Even more we gave up for friendship. I need now, but I can't stop to you about you, girl. You can't tell me about me. I feel like my heart's so empty. I wish the smile never tempted me. See, I've been in love. Being in love. Being in love. I've never been. Remembering when we were just friends. Wish I had a time machine to go back to then. I take it back. I've been in love, being in love, being in love. I've never been. Remembering when we were just friends. Wish I had a time machine to go back to then.
A wise man would.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, Facebook family, thanks for joining us. I will see you guys in a month. I appreciate your support, everyone that chimed in. Thanks for the calls and the comments. And make sure you tell someone that you love them. I will see you in a month. Thank you and good night.